In this lesson, I wanted to share with you some of the top things that you must be aware of before you even start this process. And I was really trying to decide how I could do this as quickly as possible. And if you look in the description below, hopefully I will have a better, more complete list, but I needed to get this out as quickly as possible. So listen in. First off, be careful what you put in the application. Remember that everything that you put in there becomes a part of your immigration record with Canada. And what I mean by that is you need to be consistent. So if really consistent, what I mean is all your documentation needs to match up the information, which goes without saying. But you need to be truthful. Don't omit information just to get it issued quickly. When I think about the number of times where mistakes have haunted clients in the past, yes, they're going out of their way to help you and support you and make this process as easy as possible, but they have zero tolerance for anyone misrepresenting anything in the application. So be as thorough as you can. Don't be lazy. Put your detailed address history in, your travel history, the information it's asking, all of it. Make sure that it is as detailed and complete as you possibly can make it. If for whatever reason you have gaps or there's things that you don't know, then use your best guess. And then in a letter of explanation, in a place I'll show you in the document checklist where they're asking for you to upload your documentation, there's a section for you to submit additional documentation, and that might be the place for a letter of explanation. So whatever you do, you absolutely have to make sure you answer things truthfully and completely. And here's why: because this may be the beginning of a long journey with immigration in Canada. And what you put in this application forms a part of your record. And if you made mistakes or you put something in there that wasn't exactly correct, it will then cause problems with future applications. And lots of times people are trying to rush through this and they just say, oh, I can't remember, I'll put anything. Don't. If you truly can't remember, then in a letter of explanation, that's where you're going to explain it to the officer. You're going to say, look, I chose, February the 4th of 2021 as the place that I was living, because I think I was still there, but I can't remember exactly when I left. Well, then get that separate sheet of paper. It doesn't need to be signed. It's just a simple Word document that you upload, that you explain everything in, and I'll show you how to do that later. But whatever you do, make sure that you do not misrepresent anything. Okay, next thing, the Statutory Declaration section. I'm going to tell you this once right at the start, because just like all the other sections, it's going to ask you questions about your history. It's going to ask you about past criminality, even medical history. It's going to ask you about prior visa refusals. And those things, if you answer those incorrectly, if you misrepresent and say, no, I've never been refused a visa to Canada or any other country, it can come back and haunt you. They can reject your application for misrepresentation and bar you from Canada for 5 years, which is cruel and harsh, and they do have the ability to do that. So don't be stressed. Don't be afraid to answer the questions truthfully. If someone is advising you and saying, oh, don't say that, please ignore them. That's when you reach out to the CBA's Pro Bono Initiative. Choose Alicia on the list from our office, or any of the other lawyers who are in the regions that you're destined to, and get pro bono advice on this. We're here to help you for free. And there's no excuse now, none, for answering the questions improperly, because it will come back and haunt you forever. Don't do that. Don't take shortcuts. So answer all the questions truthfully. Make sure that, that there's no instances of misrepresentation. Double check your email address that you're using, even right at this stage after you've created the next step will be to register for your portal and your access. Some of you may have already done that, but make sure that your email address is correct, because that's where all of the correspondence is going to come to. And always check to make sure that the emails have not gone to your junk folder, because they do. So monitor your junk folders. You could get something that's timely and urgent, and then you could miss out on your opportunity because it went to your junk folder. So check that junk or that spam folder frequently. When you're going for your biometrics, make sure you go early. Map it out. It may take a long time to get across the city, wherever you're at, to get to the location. and you're not even going to know sometimes where it is. It could be inside a large building. And the last thing you want to do is miss your appointment time, because there's going to be hundreds of people, maybe in some cases thousands of people, that are all trying to get through and access the biometric center, and they're not going to have a lot of time to accommodate someone who misses their appointment. So don't make that mistake. And when you're submitting your application, I'll reiterate this again. These are all just high-level stuff. Make sure you always apply for an open work permit with it. Okay. And I've talked about this in before. You don't have to work if you don't want to, but that open work permit will give you the option and the ability to start, accumulating Canadian work experience that can lead to permanent residence if ultimately you want to go down that path. Okay. And then, like I said before, when purchasing the course, absolutely utilize the community group, contribute to it, be a part of it, add whatever knowledge and experience you have, any insight, intel. We're all in this together. I'm creating this platform with some initial, like I said, minimum viable product advice that will be growing. We'll be growing with it. We'll be doing, we'll be doing live streams in the community group for the community members. And if we all put our heads together and we all look at this and we all help one another, it's going to really, really take off and be useful for everyone. Finally, last but not least, I'm going to reiterate it again. Beware of consultants or even lawyers or any agents who are charging you a fee for help with this process. There are far too many pro bono initiatives out there, and the lawyers that are volunteering. And remember, I am the immediate past chair of the National CBA Immigration Section right now, is at the time of this recording. And I had a hand in creating that. There are brilliant lawyers, brilliant immigration lawyers that have set it up, who are Ukrainian citizens themselves, individuals that are passionate, knowledgeable about all of these things, and we share everything freely. So please, please do not waste money booking consultations or working through any consultant or lawyer who's trying to get you to use their firm for a fee initially. Don't do it. They can prove themselves by giving pro bono advice first. And then once they've done that and you believe that they're actually honest and trustworthy, then you can talk about them helping you with permanent residence or other things like this. Or those of you who are in Canada who are looking to extend your statuses, same story. There are free resources out there. There are firms that are offering these kind of helps for people. And you should not be paying for this Canada-Ukraine authorization for emergency travel, any of this. That's why I'm creating the course, so that I can help thousands of you at the same time and leverage the knowledge, because let's face it, it takes time and there's only so many lawyers in our firm. But even then, we are available to help you. So that's all I'm going to say here. A lot of this stuff I will reiterate as we go through the other modules and lessons within this course, but hopefully it was helpful. See you in the next video.